Hey y'all, this is Mystic Storm here to clear the path to a new life with you. I hope you're doing well, okay? So Spirit put it on my heart to talk about PTSD and healing and how to do that, okay? So there's times when you're you could just be living your normal life and then you get flashbacks of things that happened to you in the past that could have been uh very uncomfortable, very traumatic, very tragic, and that still is within your body. You still may feel it in your body, in your nervous system. This reminds me of that book that people talk about, The Body Keeps Score, because even though you can logically know that, hey, nothing is going on, I'm okay, I'm safe, but if you go back to that place, your body feels it as if it's experiencing it right now. Okay. So um Spirit brought up timeline healing for me because I was going through my own, you know, uh flashbacks and epiphanies and all this stuff. And of course, I allow myself to feel, to heal, to cry it out. Um, and then in that moment, there's a choice that you can make. So I chose to go in the vision that I had of myself as the past version of me. I gave myself love. I gave myself healing. I did some Reiki. Um, love nurturing, and it was a couple of flashbacks that came up in different times in my life, and it reminds me of that movie, the time traveler's wife or something like that. But you know how in movies they time travel and they see their past selves, and sometimes the past self can recognize that they're there, sometimes they don't. um that's essentially what's happening in our minds, right? The universe is all, the all is mental. We live in, even though this is all 3D and we can see something, we think everything that's external is king. No, it's not. It's all in our mind. And that's why having a sound mind is so important. And having, not control, but, I guess, yeah, having a sound mind is important, right? So they're talking about blessing your head, being grounded, things like that. Those are like daily practices that sometimes I was like, even I was like, life be life, y'all. So sometimes it's like, oh, I snap it back real quick. But yes, timeline healing can be so effective. So, give yourself the nurturing, the love, the healing, the encouragement that you deserve in those moments, right? Because yes, the goal is to be in the now, right? But let's call a spade a spade. Our mind is, they call it a monkey mind for a reason. We and it's never, yes, our mind is gonna be thinking about this, that. That's just how our mind works. We are not our thoughts. However, our mind is going to bring us to the past. Our mind is going to bring us to the future. What are you going to do in those moments when those flashbacks or even those visions come to play? Because even in the future, if you're thinking about this, you have a choice. Do you want that to be your reality? If not, you can change it. That's how you timeline shift, right? You're changing the trajectory of your life by every choice that you make. Okay. So when you when your mind takes you to the past and you get those epiphanies, that's an opportunity for healing. That's an opportunity for growth. That's an opportunity for acceptance and acknowledgement. Okay. Because that past self, all they did, all that they could do with what they had at that time. You did all that you can do with the resources and the knowledge that you had at that time. So therefore, give yourself grace, give yourself love, because now you know better, right? You know better. So therefore what? Got to do better. And that's challenging too in itself. You know that you're supposed to do better. You know the choices you can make. But the feeling, But it's easier to go to the familiar. It's easier to do this. It's easier to fall into those same patterns. But and then this is a journey, y'all. So this doesn't mean that, after you learn the lesson, it's gonna come up again and again and again and again. And when that lesson come back up, don't shame yourself for being like, damn, why didn't I see this before? Think about how this has happened in the past and how it was in the past and how it is now. Hopefully, it's not even as bad as it used to be. That's something to celebrate. That's something to be grateful for. That wisdom is being integrated into your psyche, into your body, into your soul, right? So, yeah, healing is always a possibility for healing in those moments. Sometimes we get locked up and so overtaken by those experiences or those, because when we go back to that place mentally, and our body feels it even though we're in a whole different space, right? So yeah, I'm it's funny how the mind works. That's how I got into all of this, to work on healing myself. And I looked at old videos of myself from like a few years ago and just kept going. I was like, wow, I never gave up. Even in the midst of everything that I was going through, I never gave up. I kept moving forward. I kept uh working to better myself, working to better understand myself so that way I can change my reality, right? So that's ultimately why I do what I do. Because I told y'all, I go through the depths of my soul, and that's my biggest motivator, me, going and learning me, and then being able to be a light to inspire others, because I know that we are all connected and I'm not the only one. Okay. And that's kind of comforting, like sometimes we think that we're just alone in these experiences that we have, but a lot of times people are just going through it silently, and we don't speak about it. Some stuff you don't have to, but then when you hear about other people that is going through it, you're like, okay, I'm it's kind of like a relief, not a relief that, oh, everybody's going through it. It's a relief that somebody gets it too, right? So I'm complete. I hope that y'all have a good one. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, guides. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next one.